live streams. Anyway, welcome back to my second art stream here on Twitch. Don't worry about my eyes. I just have quite a bit of allergies. The temperature is changing, has been crazy in New York. One day it's 90 degrees, the next it's back down to 50. That's how it's been kind of this past week. And let me just go ahead and put on some chill music. It's full blown spring and the temperature has been crazy. It's New York City. But I am rocking the Fred Peterson the Mighty Warlord t shirt. Damn it. I don't know what that has to do with anything. I just wanted to show off my t shirt. There we go. Hopefully the audio is a lot better. On the Animal Crossing video that I did on Twitch last time, like about 2 weeks ago, week and a half ago, the audio was far superior compared to the first two Twitch videos I made. The first Twitch video I made, I also did with Restream, and it was like the first part of this chill art stream, and the audio was kind of trash, and it was mostly because again I was having trouble with the website. Actually, let me turn off the camera, if you will, for a little bit. I don't want you guys to see my teary eyes. Allergy seasons. Ugh. I could definitely do without allergy season. The fall and winter are my favorite seasons, especially because of that. Fooey to spring and summers. A fooey to just sunlight in general. A sticker concept I was thinking about, a Jill Valentine. Like the most original concept in the world. Her holding a sandwich, of course. And funny story. I know how sometimes I talk about on other streams and whatnot that I have lost a lot of artwork because earlier when I was starting to finally do more digital art and digital coloring on Photoshop back in the early 2000s, I really didn't like save the image as I went or save the progress on the image as I went. And in Puerto Rico, when I was living there at the time, the electricity has always been kind of a problem overall in the island. So I lived in an area where there was a lot of power surges in the neighborhood. So even though I had like a battery backup, a surge protector, and everything, during one of those power surges, actually the backup battery and the surge protector were the first things that blew up, almost literally. It just started smoking. That's how bad the power surges were in my neighborhood in Puerto Rico. So of course, throughout experience and throughout, the years, I learned to save my progress, occasionally save whatever you're working on. But for whatever reason, I don't know if it was beginner's nerve on Twitch or something, I did not save that original sketch I was doing while I was streaming. And of course, the laptop actually shut down not too long after the stream because I had tripped over the charging cable and the battery died out on the laptop. So, of course, when I turned everything on, everything was rebooted and I lost that under sketch. Like what you see here on the screen right now was yes, so I wouldn't have to go through doing the under sketch again. I took a screenshot and I'm just going to basically do the digital inks over it. I mean, that's what I was going to do to begin with. I was going to open a new layer on top of the under sketch and start sketching over it, like not unlike traditional artists back then would take a clean sheet of paper and use a light box and start traditionally inking with inking tools over the sketch on a fresh piece of paper so it wouldn't have like all the eraser marks or traces of the under sketch and whatnot. That's essentially what I do also digitally. So it's pretty much essentially the same process. Only that at least I'm not gonna have another boomer moment and I already saved this file with the under sketch just in case, and I will be saving along as I illustrate. Let's get this party started quickly, right? Yeah, there we go. It's definitely working now, so good for that. Don't want to. There we go. Did I put the art? Did I put the music? Let's put some music on here. Let's put some of that lo-fi. There we go. Hopefully this solved all of the problems. Yes, double check. All right. Hopefully the audio has consistently been better also. I won't really know until the end of the stream. Quite a few people have actually liked this illustration. I used to draw a lot more in this kind of chibi style, but I really haven't done so much in a while now. So it's always fun to do this. There you go. As you can see, contrary to like the under sketch where it was relatively more stiff, this one's kind of bouncier and roundier, and that's kind of by design because if you noticed when I was doing the original live stream, or if not, you can go back either here or at my YouTube channel where I put like the clip show of the art stream. I take like various strokes when I'm doing the sketch. So, like for example, let me like click the pencil. By the way, I use the mechanical pencil brush for the under sketch because that's what feels more natural to me. Like when I'm sketching, I'm kind of like lifting the pen off the screen, kind of like doing continuous, not continuous, but kind of like dashed strokes like that to kind of get the idea of how the illustration is going to be underneath. So that's always going to be looking a little more rigid, a little more stiff when you do that, because you're kind of controlling that stroke a little too much, which gives kind of like that more stiff kind of sense. But with the inking, I tend to do more longer, prolonged strokes, which let you kind of have more of a natural curve to it. It doesn't seem very forced, and it doesn't look very stiff at all. Pen tool. The pen that I'm using is the Real G Pen inking brush. It's the pen that most mangakas use. I was actually taught how to ink with the G pens and whatnot when I was studying at SVA. because a lot of comic book professionals also use the same tools. Manga, comics, they're all comic books. They're all good. Oh, there's a tangent right there. Important not to have tangents on your artwork. If you're wondering what a tangent is, it's when one line that doesn't have to do with the other actually converge and kind of like makes it look like it's one piece of artwork. Like if I were going to make the sandwich, for example, and have it like all the way up here, it doesn't look like aesthetically pleasing. So you have to like be aware of not to have like lines that converge or that are extremely close to another unless it's like some kind of artistic choice that you're doing, or so that's what I've been told anyway. Let me just look at some references again for Jill, because even though it's a chibi and whatnot, I want to like do it as close as possible as well, so that she can be recognizable. I'm just going to kind of change her shoulder pad a little bit. I don't like how that shoulder pad kind of came off here. Let's go ahead and fix that here a bit. I'm not used to drawing shoulder pads, even though I technically draw a lot of superheroes. But I guess it's not like really 90s superhero types design, which, if you're a fan of 90s comic books, it seems like almost everyone has shoulder pads at one point. Shoulder pads and pouches, man. That was the way to go in the 90s. That reminds me, I never really have seen all the Resident Evil movies with Mila Jovovich. I've only seen like the first two movies. I remember really enjoying the first one for what it was. Unfortunately, I don't remember much about the second movie. I feel like I should do a marathon one of these days and just like take a whole weekend or something and watch all the Resident Evil movies that I haven't watched. I just kind of feel this one came up a little bit too flat, so I just want to give it more. And again, that was almost like a borderline tangent, so I want to be careful with that. I just saw a pretty sweet Jill Valentine statue here. As I was looking for references and whatnot. You go ahead and add her elbow pad here. And kind of erase here a little bit. That's like one of the things about chibi. Sometimes you have to be careful to not oversaturate it with details, but also you don't want to do it like overly simplistic either. At least in the styles that I prefer anyway. Okay, just kind of comparing how it looks like without the underdrawing. I can put some detail here to differentiate and give it some depth. And some things I'll leave up to the coloring itself also to help add depth as well. Just kind of don't want to make the illustration feel like it's incomplete either. So fill in what other gaps I need to fill in. Straighten out any lines or put more line weight at some other parts as well. Actually, I can erase this line here. Erase a little bit here because I don't want it to look too much like a sketch itself. No, I want it to look as clean as possible and have the lines look as decisive as possible also. Very important to have your lines to look decisive, to have lines that have a purpose on the illustration. At least that's how I learned to do it eventually. Like, yes, I do love tomato in my sandwiches and my burgers and whatnot. I am a big tomato fan. And again, just kind of. I'll probably color over those marks afterwards. She's extremely happy about that sandwich, man. I'd be extremely happy with a sandwich right about now, too. Not gonna lie. Again, I'm just going to look over a little bit at the references. And I think I'm going to show you guys that statue I told you that I just saw right now. I didn't see it last time when I was looking for references. There we go. That is a pretty badass statue right there. I do dare say. Okay, I see what it is. It's actually like, this is actually a file that you can download and you can 3D print this statue or this statuette, that's this figurine. That is pretty awesome though. I really like the detail in this. And this is just like the raw file of how it looks like in the 3D model. And that's how you put it together, I guess. There are times that I'm so tempted to start using Blender and all these 3D art software. It's not like I wouldn't know how to use it. I have had limited experience using them. I just don't have the time, especially since I'm so focused on trying to do comic books and my artwork and whatnot, that if I had the time, I definitely would love to experiment with that. Maybe if my comics become a big hit and I get like Netflix money for adaptations, I'll probably dabble in it. Hey, you gotta put your wishes into the universe, right? I'll just share it on Twitch and see what happens from there. Yeah, I'll probably keep it a little more simplistic and do kind of like an oval or circular kind of sticker. Or I could probably do two versions of it. One which is like kind of like the rectangle with the border around her, or another one with like an oval or circular shape kind of sticker. But I think I am going to go with more the circular sticker. What I usually do is that I'll just kind of color out of the line and whatnot. Set that to multiply. I'll just like color out of the line and Then I'll make the flats real tight. It's more of a mechanism to save some time and not be too precious in the flatting stage. That way you'll get around to saving some time when you're actually making the flats tight. And for anyone that doesn't know that term, flatting the illustration, it's essentially when you separate the shapes of the illustration with flat colors to help you sort things out. You go and pick like more of a grayish color for the glove and the belts and whatnot. Like this weekend, I'll probably hop on again here on Twitch to continue my misadventures in Mega Man and also to kind of update how my island is going on Animal Crossing. Go ahead and get those gloves in there too. Like again, some of these techniques I've just picked up from art school or whatnot. Like it's not the right way to do it, it's not the wrong way to do it. It's just basically how it's been more comfortable for myself to do. Like especially if you're a comic book creator or something, or even just like a regular artist doing, well, not regular, but you know what I mean. Like even if you're like another artist that concentrates on just doing prints or stickers or whatnot, sometimes you have deadlines regardless. You know, whether you're going to go to a convention or you want to do a big premiere for your online shop or whatnot. You have to be able to save as much time as possible as you possibly can. You have to prioritize and see exactly how you can use your time efficiently. Which is why sometimes you have to start doing stuff like this. And then take your time to tighten it up and make it look all nice and done and whatnot. But it's important to kind of lay down that foundation, these flats. And there's other ways to do it too, with like the selection, the freehand selection tool, and using shortcuts with the keyboard, or if you're doing it on a tablet or whatnot, hotkey buttons. Like it's kind of hard to let go. Like I've been like saying, like I'm just gonna lay down the flats for this part here, and then I'm out. I might as well kind of like just lay down the whole flats. Like I might start learning how to use the hotkeys and shortcut keys and whatnot also to help speed some of the processes up, especially when I start doing more of my comic book. I don't know if you guys would ever want to see me stream myself doing artwork for my comic book. or if I should just stay to like the more recognizable characters and whatnot, or maybe I can do a combination of both, like every now and then work on my own original stuff and then also do like the fan art kind of stuff also. Again, doing something not too fancy. Again, I just want to get in, block everything off so that I can go ahead and make it nice and tight colors. And when I refer to making tight colors, that's when you have all the colors nice and organized within their shape and not overlapping each other or overlapping the line art and whatnot, to make it easier afterwards to do like shadows and highlights and all that good stuff to make the illustration more well rounded and rendered. So this is essentially the step before actually rendering everything completely well in the artwork. Yeah, you're learning tricks of the trades here, guys. All right. Kind of missed that spot here. Give the sandwich a bit of a different hue. Flatten some of that sandwich. I think I'm gonna end up making myself a sandwich after this myself for the lettuce. And yes, I purposely mispronounced lettuce. I don't know if any of you have ever heard of this satire rap band called Group X. They were like big in the 2000s and internet culture before like YouTube, and when memes were starting to be a thing, they were like kind of like a meme band, I guess. Put some of that there. Okay, so we went from the undersketch to the digital inks and now to do kind of like the beginnings of the flattening of the image. So I'm just gonna call it a day here. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for your patience if you stuck through the initial part of the stream and I had to restart the laptop to be able to get things going. As it turned out, my browser needed to be updated, so I guess that's what was causing the trouble between the Clip Studio Paint and the while I was streaming and whatnot. So hopefully that resolved that issue. Thank you guys so much for watching again. I will be uploading an abridged version to my YouTube, as I said before. Lance Danger on YouTube. You can also check out all my other artwork and whatnot on my website, The Art of Alvaro, or actually just artofalvaro.com. Let me just go ahead and show you what I'm talking about. All right. So artofalvaro.com, you'll find all my web comics there. There's a shop tab where you can shop all the physical copies or digital downloads of my comics as well. You can have access to my blogs. You can check out my portfolio, my art portfolio. Again, the YouTube channel is also linked there. If you want to contact me, you can definitely contact me there as well. Here's more of my more personal artwork. If you want to like see more of my collaborations, you can definitely go to truthfulcomics.com. Let me just go ahead and show you that site as well. Truthfulcomics.com, which I do with my partner in crime, Manuel Carmona. As you can see there from the banner, we work on Project New Wave together. Project New Wave is his creation. I help him write the stories and whatnot, and Francisco Rivera does the coloring, while Manuel Carmona does the line art. It's a very fun, at least in my opinion, comic book, and I know I'm very biased because I am involved with it. But again, Manuel Carmona, Francisco Rivera, they have a huge, huge talent when it comes to artwork and whatnot. As you can see there, you can shop all of our titles there at Truthful Comics in the shop tab as well. My web comics are available there as well. And I have blogs there too that are more like general comic book stuff that aren't more like the more personal, introspective ones that are like on my own personal website. So, anyway, thank you all for watching, and I will catch you all next time.